So Amazon PPC, you can waste a lot of money really quickly if you're not quite sure which type of campaigns to set up, what budgets and bids should you set up. Today, in today's video, what I want to cover is Amazon PPC, whether this is your very first time ever setting up Amazon sponsored products, pay-per-click ads for a new product launch, or you've started some campaigns, they've been running for a while, and the ACoS is just too high. Today, I'm going to break down step by step what campaigns to set up for a new product launch, and then how do we go in there and start optimizing those campaigns to reduce your overall ACoS, improve sales, improve your ranking, and continue just learning how to optimize and run profitable PPC campaigns. I will also cover Helium 10's ads tool, ADS or ads tool. This is a PPC automation software that actually you have access to if you have the most popular plan from Helium 10, which is the Platinum plan. You'll actually already have access to this. And then of course, if you have the Diamond plan, more features. But the ads tool from Helium 10 has helped me in my business reduce my overall ACoS, helps me quickly and easily be able to optimize my campaigns, work on the ones that are not doing so well. And so I'll show you that in today's video, how to use Helium 10's ads tool to help you overall automate your campaigns, reduce your ACoS, and get suggestions for the best keywords. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome back to those of you who are my subscribers. My name is Brian Noonan. I'm a full-time Amazon FBA seller and business coach. Right here on this YouTube channel, I'm dedicated to bringing you guys weekly content, new videos every single week, covering everything Amazon FBA, e-commerce, online business. I know it can be overwhelming and challenging, so I'm here for you. Let's dive into today's video. But before I do, just a little quick backstory on me. I'm a former drug addict who struggled with drug addiction for years before turning my life around, getting clean and sober 6.5 years ago, and finding online business and entrepreneurship. And I've been able and fortunate enough to now grow and build multiple six-figure online businesses. All right, let's jump on over to my computer and go over complete Amazon FBA PPC sponsored products coming up. All right, guys, welcome inside my computer. Let's jump right into it. So Amazon PPC can be really overwhelming. You know, we're spending as much as $50 or $100 per day in some cases. You usually won't spend that much, but what budgets do you set? What types of campaigns are there? Which ones do you set up for a new product launch? Can you start campaigns as soon as you launch, or should you wait to get reviews? I'm going to cover all of that in today's video, as well as using Helium 10's ads tool to help automate this process. So follow along as I go step by step through kind of the best tips, what I found works the best, setting up brand new campaigns for a new product launch, or maybe you've been running your PPC for a few weeks now and you need to start optimizing and getting the best keywords or ASINs, possibly start negative targeting some of those keywords or ASINs so you stop wasting money. So let's talk about Amazon PPC. So Amazon PPC, there is 3 different types of sponsored products: sponsored brand ads and sponsored display ads. If you have brand registry, you'll have access to the last 2 or all 3 of these. So if you have brand registry, you have sponsored brand ads, you have sponsored display ads. But for those of you who are just getting started, if you are recently launched, you don't have a trademark and brand registry yet, you'll just have access to sponsored products. So Amazon PPC, when you're on Amazon shopping, right, there's always going to be like 2 or 3 or 4 headline or display ads up here. These are sponsored brand ads. This requires brand registry. That's this last type, sponsored display. And then we have, of course, sponsored products, which is this one. Usually there's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 sponsored products right here at the top of page 1. This is position for a sponsored rank, position 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to have right here, sponsored brand ad. This is a video ad. This is this type of campaign, sponsored brand. And then we go down, and about halfway down the page, you will usually have some more sponsored product ads right here. These 3 are sponsored. So sponsored products, that's this type of campaign, sponsored products, about halfway down the page, all right? And then at the very bottom of the page, there's always usually going to be 2 or 3 more sponsored ads right here. This is also a sponsored product type of campaign. And then down here, brands related to your search, these are sponsored brand ads, okay, or display ads. So just getting started, if you are brand new to PPC, those are the 3 different types of campaigns. If you don't have a brand registry yet, that's okay. We still want to use sponsored products as our to advertise your product. Now, can you rely on just PPC alone to launch a new product? I would say it's different for each and every product. Okay, so if it depends on your product, how competitive the niche is, how many other sellers there are, how well you differentiated the product, right? So typically PPC is not going to be enough to rank to page 1 for your top keywords. And I'll show you here in just a minute what keywords do you even try to rank for, right? So when it comes to Amazon PPC, we can do 3 different types of sponsored products or 3 different types of PPC campaigns. Number 1, an auto campaign. An auto campaign is essentially we put in a campaign name, a start and end date, a daily budget, and we select automatic targeting, select our bidding strategy, add our product, and then come down here and set the default bid. That's it. That's all there is to an auto campaign. Then Amazon's going to go out and start advertising your product either here at the top of the page, in the middle of page 1, or at the bottom of page 1 for those sponsored products. That's just a bid, a default bid, how long you want the campaign to run, the campaign name, add your product, and set the daily budget. That's an auto campaign. We want to start 1 or 2 auto campaigns from day 1 if this is a brand new product launch, or even if you've been selling for a couple weeks now. We always want to keep a couple auto campaigns going. Now, I usually set up 2 auto campaigns from day 1. Set up 2 auto campaigns from day 1. One is going to be like a low bid. This first auto campaign is going to be like a default bid of, let's say, like 0.45 cents. This is a low bid, so we're not wasting a lot of money. And then budget, you can do like, $30 or $20 and then run it for 2 weeks, okay? And I see that Amazon, I think, does this on purpose. They put it out 6 months, so you run the campaign a long time. But this would be auto 1 from day 1. This is going to be more of a test auto campaign to kind of, and then product name will be LED Garden to kind of, we're going to go out. Amazon's going to start advertising our product for us. We're going to find keywords. We're going to find which match type, broad, phrase, or exact, which I'll talk about here in a minute, works the best. So keywords and ASINs and products, Amazon's going to go out there and find which types which keywords and ASINs work the best and bring us sales, get us clicks. Amazon does all that for us with an auto campaign. So if you're just getting started, I recommend setting up at least 2 auto campaigns from day 1. You don't need any reviews to set up the auto campaigns. But you will want to have a really, really good optimized listing. So that's kind of the first step, guys, is obviously, your product. Hopefully you have a good product, you differentiated well, you clearly show, because when the customer sees the PPC ad, they only see the main image, they see the price, the review count, and the title. That's what customers are going to be looking at the most with these sponsored product ads, okay? So you want to make sure you have an excellent main image. You want to see that you have an excellent title that's both optimized and sounds good to the customer to get them to get excited and click on the product, how it solves a problem or adds value to their life. And then, of course, you probably will have 0 reviews, so you will have 0 stars there. It'll just be no reviews. And then, of course, your price. Now, I recommend starting off with a little bit of a lower price point than all of your competitors. So if most of your competitors are priced, if you were selling this product $39, $39, $79, $40, you would want to come in here at around if you were selling this exact style and these are the main competitors selling at $40, I would come in at $29.99 and then slowly after month 1, get the price point up to like $40 as well. So hopefully you have a good product. Hopefully you differentiated well. And then step 2 is making sure you have a really good optimized listing. The listing must be well optimized. You have great images, especially the main image. You have a great optimized title, bullet points, and description. And then you have all your best keywords in the back end, on the back end of your listing in search terms and subject matter, if you have subject matter. If not, all products have search terms. So that's step one. We're going to set up that test auto campaign. We're going to make sure, though, first that you have a really good main image, images, the title's well written out, you have a little bit lower price than your competition, and your bullet points and search terms and description are well optimized with all the best keywords. And I'll show you here in just a little bit later on, how do you find all the best keywords to put in your listing and in your PPC campaigns. So this is going to be Auto 1 Test LED Garden. It's going to run 2 weeks. And we're going to start this campaign from day one because we want to go start finding low-cost, profitable keywords and ASINs and let Amazon do the heavy lifting. So 2 weeks, Auto 1, $30 or $20 a day budget, automatic targeting. Bidding strategies are going to be down only to preserve the budget more. Bidding strategy, what is that? Basically how sponsored products in PPC works is it's an open marketplace with all the different sellers bidding on keywords or ASINs. And so bidding strategy down only is typically what I recommend you start with. This will preserve your budget longer. We also don't know which keywords are going to perform well right now or yet, so we don't have any data to go off of. So you don't want to do up and down, and definitely not fixed bids because you don't know what your cost per click is, you don't know which keywords are going to work, and you don't want to waste your budget just getting started on a few keywords. We want to find as many keywords and ASINs that are profitable as we can. So down only is typically the way I'm going to go, except for maybe a manual exact match with my top 5 keywords. I'll do up and down. When we get a couple reviews, we'll start several manual campaigns, and then I don't necessarily ever use fixed bids. Unless you have like another product you already launched that's like very, very similar, and you know which keywords brought you sales from that product and campaign. Ad group is just going to be Auto 1 Test again, and then we're going to come down. You would add your product, okay, and then we're going to come down and we're going to set a default bid. So the suggested bid, this will be different for your product, for every product. The suggested bid is 0.99. I recommend going about 40 cents below the suggested bid here. So 87, 77, 67, 57. So I would go about 0.51 as my default bid here. Again, this is a low bid. You could even go 0.45. This is a low bid but higher budget campaign telling Amazon we're willing to spend money with a higher budget, but we're not willing to bid really high because we're brand new. And then you would just click Launch Campaign, guys, and that one's good to go. So that's your first auto you're going to set up. And the next one is going to be an Auto 2. This is again from day one. You don't need any reviews for these 2 autos. We're going to set up from day one. This is Auto 2 Sales. It's going to run for 2 weeks. The budget's going to also be, $20 or $30. Maybe we'll do 20 on this one. It's an automatic product. It's an automatic targeting campaign. Bidding strategy down only as well. Ad group is the same as the campaign name, Auto 2 Sales. And on this one, add the product, scroll down, the bid. So the suggested bid is 0.99. What I would do here is 0.89. Go 10 cents or roughly, you could try 10 cents over the suggested bid. You could do 10 cents under the suggested bid, or like a few cents over, a few cents under. I usually go like 10 cents under, or maybe like a few cents under, 0.95, something like that, okay? And then just launch campaign in the top right. Now you've got 2 auto campaigns going from day one. Amazon's going to go out there and start advertising your product to find keywords, to find ASINs that work and bring us sales and clicks and impressions. And then after about a week, you can come back into Campaign Manager here, and you'll be able to see all the campaigns you set up. If you scroll to the bottom here of Campaign Manager, you will be able to see which campaigns are currently running, what your budgets are, when's the start date, when's the end date, and what you really want to pay attention to is your spend and your sales. If you notice, like after a week, one of these autos down here, and let me try to move this out of the way so you can see. So here, this is an automatic right here. So let's say the spend, let me pick one that has spend, so right here. If you come back in a week and see this, spend 43, sales 28, or maybe it was spend 28, sales 0. What do you do then? Well, if after a week or two you notice that your spend is really high, your sales are very low, or there's nothing, and you notice that on both autos, that could be due to a couple of reasons. Most likely it's your price, no reviews, your main image, or your title. So that's where I would start. If you see you're spending a lot on PPC, these 2 auto campaigns after a week or 2, and you're not making any sales, that's due to your price, your listing images or title, of course 0 reviews, but most likely it's your price, main image, and title. So I would adjust that, and then try to get 1 or 2 reviews as soon as you can. I use friends and family and friends of friends. I have them do a search, find, buy. 5 to 10 people go onto Amazon. They would type in biodegradable plates. They'd go find my product on page 5 or 6 or 7 and then buy it. And then that's going to start to get me ranked closer to page 1 with the search, find, buy. And then they'll leave a review after the product gets to their house. You just can't have family members do that. No family members and no really, really close friends that come over and use your Wi-Fi often. You're not super connected across all the social media channels, and just be careful there. They haven't lived with you in the past. But however you can get a couple reviews from friends, friends of friends, distant relatives, go ahead and do that. That's going to help your campaigns perform better. Now, if you notice something like this after a week or 2, $45 spend, only 1 sale, go ahead and come in here and click on the Auto 1. Let's say this was our sales-driven Auto 2. Click on the campaign Auto 1 or 2. Come in here and click on Auto 1 or 2 again. Down here, the ad group. And then come over here on the left-hand side to targeting. And you're going to want to take a look at which ad group, close match, loose match, complements, substitutes have spent the money. So you can see here, close match has spent $40 and only brought 1 sale. So this bid would get cut by about 10 cents. This one, loose match ad group, has only spent $1 and done nothing. I would also reduce that bid by about 5 cents, let it continue. And then these 2, you would probably want to up the bid just a little bit because they don't have any spend. And your bid may be too low. So that's kind of the first step, guys. Optimize listing, a little bit lower price, great main image and title. We set up 2 auto campaigns. Now, after you have a couple reviews, you have 2 reviews or even 1, now it's time to start manual campaign keyword targeting. Manual campaign keyword targeting, there's different match types. So the 3 different types of campaigns, we have auto, we have manual keyword targeting, and we have manual product targeting. So I just showed you how to do an auto campaign where we're just putting in a budget, a length of time. Now I want to show you manual campaigns. Manual campaigns are where we enter the campaign name. Let's say manual 1 exact. We enter the length. Again, we'll do 2 weeks on this one. And then there's 3 different types of manual keyword targeting. There is broad, phrase, or exact. So that's the match type that you can set. So we'll do 2 weeks. This is manual 1 exact. Budget, we can do $20. This is going to be manual targeting. We're going to do down only because we don't know if these keywords are good yet. Again, ad group name is just manual 1 exact, same as the title. You would add the product right here. And then we're going to scroll down, and we got a couple more steps to do with a manual campaign. Here you can see keyword targeting is what we want, and then you're going to click enter list. Now before we click enter list, you can see that Amazon has some suggestions here on different keywords that are relevant to your product. You can go ahead and test some of these and see how they do. Okay, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But where I would get these keywords from, guys, is doing a reverse ASIN lookup on your top competitors. So we'll go on to Amazon. We'll type in your main keyword. Hopefully you already have a master keyword list that you used a master keyword list to kind of craft your listing, to optimize your listing, title, bullets, search term descriptions. But if you don't, go on to Amazon, type in your main keyword, pull up X-ray, and then come down here and check like the top 5 to 10 and then run keyword search. Now this is going to pull up all of the best keywords my competitors are using to rank to page 1. They're using these keywords in their listing, they're using these keywords in their PPC campaigns, and it's how they're getting these sales, this amount of revenue, 100,000, 4,000, 32,000 a month, 6,000 a month, 16,000 a month. So we'll want to also use these same keywords because they're highly relevant and they're working for our competitors. So we're going to let this list load here, and then what I recommend doing is putting in a few filters, right? You don't want to go after keywords that are too competitive in the beginning. So here's the filters I recommend. Minimum search volume, 800. Maximum search volume, 40,000, okay? And some people cap this at like 15,000 for a more broad reach to get other more keywords to work with. I'm going to go up to 30,000 today for max search volume. Position rank, what is that? 1 through 40. There's about 20 or 30 positions or listings per page. So the first listing is this one, position 1, 2, 3, 4, position 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that. And there's about 20 or 30 up to 40 depending on the product per page. And of course it's different on desktop versus mobile. But I'm going to do a position rank 1 through 40 because I only want to get keywords, and you only want to get keywords from your competitors and products that are on page 1 or 2, not on page like 10. And then match type is going to be organic, guys, and then apply. You can see that we had 13,000 keywords before. Now I'm down to 9. Come down and click on search volume. That will sort your list high to low. And these are going to be really good keywords to go after in the beginning because they're not too competitive. Now, how do I know they're not too competitive and that I should include these in my title, bullets, description, in my PPC campaigns? Because of this. Search volume. It's in between like that, 1,000 to 30,000 range. Competing products, lower the better. CPR number, the lower the better. And IQ score, higher the better. And then new search volume trend, the plus, higher the better. But you can see for LED planter, that's a very relevant keyword to the product I'm selling, right? LED planter is right here. LED, this one doesn't have it exactly in their title, but it's a relevant keyword. It's got 2,400 searches per month. It's only got 700 competing products. That's very low versus this one's got 3,000 competing products, indoor planter with light. But I would still go after it. Now let's remove this max 30,000 and apply and see if there's any other keywords we're missing. You can also use Magnet. Magnet is another keyword research. So you would want to download that Cerebro list there. You would want to go ahead and download that CSV file to your computer. So you save that because we're going to use that for PPC. We're going to use that for our listing optimization. We're going to use that for, of course, PPC. Oh, and then the last thing we're going to use that list for, that CSV file that you can export up here in the top right, export, and then CSV file or Excel file right up here, okay? So download a CSV file that'll download a Excel sheet to your computer, and then you'll want to open up that keyword list that has all your top like 10 to 15 or 10 to 20 main keywords. And then you want to go to analytics and actually add those to Keyword Tracker. Keyword Tracker is an important tool, guys, because you can enter, add new product in the top right here, add new product, enter your ASIN, and then enter all these keywords by add keywords to my list. Keyword Tracker, what this does is for all those main keywords that we found in Cerebro and Magnet, it's gonna, and then you enter your ASIN only here and all those keywords that have good search volume, it's gonna start tracking your organic rank, right? We wanna be in organic rank position 1 through 40 for our main keywords. So this ASIN right here, Joyan Inflatable Unicorn Yard Sprinkler, is on page 1, position 5 organic rank with 6,000 search volume. That's gonna mean organic sales every day. But here, Kids Sprinkler has a lot more search volume, 32,000, only 1,000 competing products, and we're in position 51. So we need to work on that one with Search Find Buy, with PPC, with our listing optimization to get to position like 5 to make more sales. But going back to your magnet list and finding the best keywords, how many keywords should you try to rank for? 5 to 15 in the beginning is a good starting amount. pick your top 5 to 10 keywords, okay? I'm going to go ahead and inside here under advanced filters, show phrases that contain planter, all right, or garden, or LED. That way, because right now it has room decor, wall decor, patio set, grow light, not very relevant phrases or keywords. So that didn't work, but let me just go down to just planter and see if that works. And yes, so now I've got 500. So herb garden planter. This is a good keyword, guys. It's got 18,000 search volume plus 112% more searches per 30 days and 3,000 competing products. Here's another good keyword. Actually, herb planter would be my number one keyword I would go after. Herb planter, because it's got 18,000 search volume, a high IQ score, and only 2,000 competing products. CPR numbers 312 and plus 65. So herb planter would be my number one keyword in my title. Herb planter in exact phrase form right there. And then you'll pick your other, like indoor planter, garden planter, small planter. You can use those, seed planter, LED indoor planter. You could use those other keywords throughout your listing. Going back to PPC, setting up, after you have a couple reviews, we just have a couple more campaigns to set up. We're going to set up one manual campaign as exact match only. Right here you can see the filter by broad phrase exact. We're going to go enter list. We're going to go exact. And let me just show you as an example here how you'll do this, but you'll export all of your best keywords from Cerebro and Magnet onto one CSV file. Then we're going to open this list. You're going to copy and paste this list into Keyword Tracker to start tracking how you're ranking after you launch. And then you're going to come here and we're going to copy like your top 5 keywords, right? And or top 5 to 15 keywords. I don't do any more than 15 keywords per campaign. And we're going to come and start one campaign with all these keywords as exact match type, add keywords, and that moves them over to the right. And now you can see that it's exact match type. We have all of our top keywords, and then the bids. What do you do for the bids? I recommend going about 20 cents or so below the suggested to start with, because we don't know how they are going to perform. Now, the herb planter is my number one keyword. The suggested bid is 80 cents. I'm going to go like $1.05 on this one. I'm going 30 to 40% higher, even 50% higher, because this is my main keyword. So I would test that as well. You just won't know which one works better until you test it. Succulent planter, possibly, but I don't know if it's going to work. So I would go like 0.85, just a little bit under the suggested. Garden planter, that is a good that is a good keyword. Suggested bid is 0.75. I would go, let's say 0.95 or 96, since it is a good keyword. And then launch campaign. So we've got our top 5 keywords. These dessert plates aren't relevant. So we have our top 5 keywords there as exact match. Launch campaign, adjust the bids, and that's good to go. Now, the next couple of campaigns I recommend for a launch is manual 2. This is going to be a broad. You want to make sure that as you start adding keywords to your campaigns, that you kind of categorize them or group them together by search volume. You don't want to have keywords inside one campaign, even if they're all the same match type like we're doing with these campaigns, all phrase, all exact, all broad in the same campaign. You don't want to have keywords that are mostly like 1,000 to 13,000 search volume, and then you have multiple keywords that are like 100,000 search volume, because what's going to happen is you're going to waste all your budget, your daily budget, on those big keywords with the high search volume. So make sure that you are kind of in the beginning going after those top 10 to 15 keywords from your Cerebro and Magnet list that are super relevant. They have the lowest competing products. You've got them optimized in your listing, and they're in between that like 1,000 to like 30,000 search volume range. This one is a manual 2 broad. It runs 2 weeks. The budget is $20. It's a manual target. It's down only. we added the product, keyword targeting, enter list, enter your 5 to 15 main keywords. Again here, we're going to uncheck phrase. We're going to check broad only. We're going to add keywords. And then we're going to adjust the bid just like we did before. Now, broad and phrase, I would actually recommend going 5 or 10 cents under the suggested bid because we don't know if these are going to work. I personally have found with most of my products in the very beginning, broad and phrase does work better. Lower ACoS, more clicks, more impressions, and more sales versus exact. But you just won't know that. That's why we have to test all 3 match types. Broad, phrase, and exact. Okay, so you have your top 5 to 15 keywords in your broad campaign, in your phrase campaign, in your exact campaign, but they're all different campaigns. Okay, then we set up those 2 auto campaigns from day 1, and then you could go ahead and adjust these bids. Launch campaign. Now you've got 2 autos going, you've got 1 exact campaign going, you've got 1 broad, 1 phrase campaign going all together. And then what's the last type of campaign you need to set up? This would be manual forward because the other one would be phrase. And this is going to be product targeting. Product targeting, same thing. I would do like, let's say $10 or $15 a day budget to start with. It's going to run 2 weeks. It's a manual target. I would do bids up and down on this one. It's a manual for product targeting as the ad group name. We can add the product, scroll down. This right here, targeting, product targeting. Default bid, you can leave that as it is for now. Individual products. Okay, click there. And now you're going to go onto Amazon and you're going to target some of these competitors here. How do you pick which ASINs to target before you have an auto PPC report to find which ASINs in the auto campaigns brought you sales? Well, what you can do and what I recommend you do is target ASINs like this. Maybe the ASIN or this competitor's product is like cheaper looking than yours. It's not as like complex. Maybe you sell this version with this base. This one, let's say, is cheaper. Like a cheaper looking, it's not as high as perceived value. Copy that ASIN, come in here, individual products, enter list, enter the ASIN, and then hit enter. And then the other ASINs you would target, ASINs that have less reviews than you, ASINs that have a less quality product than yours, ASINs that have a higher price than yours, like this one, ASINs that have a bad reviews or bad average rating. So higher price, bad reviews or bad average rating, the higher price, less reviews, a bad quality listing, a cheaper looking product but at a higher price. You'll target like 5 to 10 ASINs per product targeting campaign, and then click target after you've entered 5 to 10. And one more note on product targeting campaigns, guys, is you don't have to target ASINs that are exactly like your product. You could target this one if it was like around the same price as yours or even a little more. You can target one like this even if you're selling one like this, because this one is like a complementary product to yours. It's not as nice as yours. It's smaller. Let's say it was even higher priced. If you were selling ski gloves, for example, you're selling like ski gloves, you can target in product targeting campaigns hats, because customers shopping for hats will probably want to also look for gloves. And where would your ad show if you once you set up these product targeting campaigns? I'll show you here in just a minute. But before I do that, you can target those ASINs and then come down here, and I would do apply, go around the suggested bid, maybe 10 cents under to start with, and then launch campaign. And nothing for negative targeting. We don't have any keywords or ASINs that are for this one. We don't know any ASINs that are too expensive yet. Until part 2, I'll do a video on downloading your auto campaign reports, going in and optimizing your PPC campaigns after they've been running a minimum of 2 weeks. That's kind of part 2. So now we've set up 3 manual campaigns, keyword targeting, 1 or 2 product targeting campaigns, 2 auto campaigns, all going at the same time. And then you'll want to come back in here every 1 week or so, once per week, and take a look at your campaign manager and make sure that you're monitoring which ones are spending money and not bringing sales. Lower the budget, lower the bids on those, or switch off, and which campaigns have low spend and high sales. Here's an example of how you want your campaigns to look. So spend $6,000. This is for, let's say, 30 days. Spend $6,000. Sales $14,000. That's what you want to see overall each of your campaigns look like. Positive sales, less spend, okay? And then one last thing I want to mention about Helium 10. Helium 10 has a great tool called ADS. You can link up all your Seller Central, if it's not already, and your campaigns. And this is Helium 10 ADS. It's tracking all of the campaigns I have running, all of the products I have in here. Look at how good of monitoring this does. It shows me which campaigns have the highest ACoS that I need to go work on right away. It shows me which keywords have the highest spend. It shows me a breakdown of all of this. And then you can come in here and you can optimize your campaigns, get suggestions. They tell you if you should lower or increase your bid. So definitely check out Helium 10's ads tool to help you import and automate all of your campaigns and monitor them from ads tool, okay? And so that's going to kind of wrap up today's video, guys, going over how to set up all of the basic campaigns for launch, including auto, manual keyword targeting, product targeting, doing some keyword research, making sure you have an optimized listing, and all of that. So I'll make sure to do a part 2 video, but I hope this gave you a good idea of which campaigns you're going to start from the beginning. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video on part 2.